to trail off for like another 30 seconds. The Buffalo Wild Wings songs. I love it. It gets me going. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Philly with John Marks on PHLY. Today from the home studio, Julia Hoff is producing as Tyler is on the Anthony Gargano show today. So we are home, we're live, we're hot, and I am extremely grumpy. This is one of these days where I wish there wasn't a camera and I could just do the audio. And maybe I'll just like look down like the old days where I didn't have to look into a camera. But I don't know. I'm just like, I'm feeling my age, man. I need some HGH. And the natural HGH is the Philadelphia Phillies. And the co-host of Philly with John Marks is always brought to you by Bet Parks and Central City Toyota. That can, as Halle Berry once said, in a different way though, it makes me feel good. Black Gritty from blackgritty.com always makes me feel good. And he joins us this morning live from his home studio, which is a lot nicer than mine, as you can see. And he looks a lot cooler than me with the glasses on. Black Gritty, hello.
Good morning, Johnny Muggs. It's good to see you here, kid. Welcome to the old man club. You know, we're out here grumping since 1877. And we're doing the best we can with what we got. You know, getting old now, Johnny Muggs.
That's not bad, man. That's not bad at all. I would, unfortunately, and you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm just going to do it like this today because you're supposed to like when like I'm in a big bright studio normally, and there's lights everywhere, and it's this big space, and they stick me on this Wayfair chair, and I'm using pillows now, and it's awesome. It really, it's improved the aesthetic.
You're a professional, brother. That's a pro move.
Well, it took Pat Gallen Pat's like, just throw a couple pillows behind you, and I'm like, wow, it's genius, and it worked. It's like a new chair they gave me. It's unbelievable. But so like, you know, now I'm home today. It's easier for the staff when Tyler has to fill in so everybody doesn't have to come in the office early. And, you know, I don't mind doing it from home because I don't have to drive anywhere, but I have 3 freaking kids and a wife upstairs. And when I get to the studio, I get in at 6 o'clock in the morning and no one bothers me for a good hour before Tyler comes in. And I get a lot accomplished. That does not happen here. No matter how hard I try, no matter how many different ways I try it, smiling, not yelling, being positive. So
it's hard. So being pre-retired, Johnny Marks, the biggest problem I have is that people call me all throughout the day asking me to do things because they know I'm home.
Yeah, you're always around.
If I had a regular job, you'd be like, whatever. Like, you know, you hit me up anytime, and I'm like, you know, your biggest thing is to wonder if I'm awake or not yet. Like, that's
right.
But otherwise, it's like, people are like, can you do this? Can you do that? I'm like, you act like I don't have things to do. Like, you're still working, but you're at home, but they don't care. It's just daddy, because I see you. I can see you, right, Dad? Like, you're here. So that means like sandwiches and snacks and whatever. Like, make a bagel. Like, do the things. Be the dad.
Yeah, but no, like with you, I wouldn't ask you to help me move. But if I needed, like if I had a technical question about some equipment, or I had a social media question that I wanted your advice or your thoughts on, I know that you're like, bam, like that. Hey, I'm not gonna be like, hey, Black Gritty, can you help me move?
I'd give you $50 and tell you to hire a mover, and I tell you to ask the other 5 friends that you asked to give pizza and wings to for $50 and hire a mover. Dude, every time I've moved in the last 10 years of my life, I just pay a mover. It's so much worth it, bro. It's not when something breaks, they pay for it. I don't have to oh man, we've been friends since 2012. You know what I mean? Like, it's all right. It's like, now I'm crying inside because you broke my dang gum nightstand.
That's my grandmother's mirror that she gave me when she died.
Right? So it's like, just hire movers. Save up. Put it in the budget.
Would you say I'm a nice enough guy? I'm a kind person. I will, like, if someone said, hey, can you come over? I need to move this out of the basement, or I need to move this from the bedroom into the garage. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's do it. Hey, I got a 2-bedroom apartment that needs to be thrown in a U-Haul.
No.
Yeah. I'm not even giving you money. Black Gritty's going to give you $50. I'm giving you, sorry, I'm busy.
Yeah, the
or 50, no reply to the text.
The $50 is so you don't talk about me like a dog, you know what I mean? Because I'm a little big, you know what I mean? Oh, you're big, you want to help nobody out. Nah, man, I just, nope. I offered to come help you bring your desk downstairs. I did offer for that. Like you said, you're right about that. Like a one thing item, 2 items, cool. Whole apartment, you're on your own, brother.
So if you know Black Gritty, just ask him, can you help me move? You'll get $50 out of it. It's actually a good plan. I can't use it. That would
Julia,
be an easy thing.
Edit out. Oh man, I didn't think about that. Julia, cut it. We gotta Everybody just lied to technical difficulties. I did not. That was a mistake. That
So
was
that,
actually a really bad mistake by me to put that out there. That's what I do. That's bad.
but I sniffed it. A lot of people were probably just laughing with you, and I was like, no, he actually said he'd give you $50. No,
Yeah, right.
because a lot of people don't watch when it's live, so it doesn't really matter if I come out like, hey, good morning, everybody. Do the puke. Welcome to Philly with John Marks. Oh, the Phillies with a big win tonight. Coming up at 8:25, we'll talk about the Tush Push with Black Gritty from blackgritty.com. And we are going to do that, by the way.
Yes.
8:25. And I'm telling you, this is the last time I'm talking about it, other than reacting tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not debating it anymore. I friggin' had it with these idiots and with the debate. It's not going to be banned this year. They'll ban it in the future. I know it. Shut up. Let's do the vote. And enough. All right? I've had it with these fools. 8:25. I know it's hard for you to bite your lip after I just say that. 8:25. Final debate about it before the owners vote. All right. But so I was saying about you because, like, I'd said this to start the show. Now I have good energy. Thank you, Blackwood. You got me going already.
There you go.
Like the Phillies, and when the Phillies are good, the Eagles too, but in particular the Phillies, it gets you out of like springtime, but then it's 30 degrees again, and you just want it to be spring, and everybody's wearing short sleeves, and you're outside a lot, and then it gets down to being 50 and 40 degrees. But like, and the Phillies are always the elixir. So when the Phillies are hitting home runs and winning, I just feel great. And yesterday was probably my favorite thing in the world. All right. Opening day down at Citizens Bank Park, and throwing out the first pitch is BG and Saquon Barkley. And it looked like Saquon. I don't know if you saw it. It looked like, I thought he had a Make America Great Again hat on when he went out there. Can you find a picture of that, please? I don't know why I just thought of it now. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Oof. It wasn't. It looked like it wasn't.
No, and I'd be perfectly fine with that. I just was so like, what's that hat say? No, he was wearing, what was he wearing? The pants. They were black, like astronaut, like, or astronomy pants or something.
Yeah, my fashion now as an old man. I'm like, oh, these young whippersnappers. I'm like, wait a second, he's not that young.
And you saw BG. So BG comes out. He's got the white in his beard now on the sides as he's getting older.
Yeah.
He's got the jeans with the designer jeans with the holes in the knees. He's got the Jordans. He's got the jersey. He's looking jacked. And then he's got the Lombardi trophy. And man, he's swinging that thing around. And is there anybody that makes you smile more in Philadelphia than Brandon Graham with the Lombardi trophy? Oh my goodness.
And it was opening day. The team walking through the crowd, which again, we started. You're welcome, America. Now, most of the teams across the league do that on opening day at home. Something we start, Philadelphia, everybody's so good. Yeah, okay. So you want to be like us so bad. And it's just a beautiful thing. Like for the kids, just watching people give the high fives. Yesterday was just
awesome.
An all-time high vibe day. The rain held off for us. It was supposed to rain off through the day, delays and all that kind of stuff. But it was just a beautiful day, and it was a beautiful situation. And Brandon Graham, he is infectious. He really, really is infectious with his happiness. It's insane.
Oh man, just seriously, he knows exactly what to do, what to say, what works, what doesn't. Big smile, love him. And then Saquon getting up there, hoping for a little bit more of a fluid throw from Saquon. I don't know if you thought the same thing, Black Gritty. I was looking for a mid-70s fastball. He kind of just lobbed it up there, worried that he was. Is that what happened? These guys worry about missing.
Everybody gets so. No matter what you do, no matter who you are, these people, 50 Cent, performs in front of millions of people. Like, dude, there's something pressure to, because my thing is like a lot of the guys do it. I'm like, you never just threw the ball in the backyard with your kid. Like, how can you not throw a ball? And so. You want to know what's funny? I'll tell you the one time I embarrassed myself because my daughter plays softball. So there was a time period where I didn't touch a baseball for almost 2 years. And the kid came up to me in between games like, oh, will you play catch with me? And I'm like, sure. He threw a baseball at me and I threw it through the roof because I hadn't held a ball that size in almost 2 years. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is what happens. Like, even if you do throw a ball, if you haven't thrown a ball in a long time and then you put that ball in your hand, there's something triggering your brain. You've got to rep it.
It's your shoulder.
Yeah. The pressure of the people is so much pressure. It's so much pressure.
No, but even with my kids play softball, you got to go out and have a catch with them before you actually are able to really throw it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it takes a couple minutes. You're like, all right, now I got the arm motion down. The last thing you would want to do is go into that situation without having thrown at least before. Just because you're like, all right, now I got the muscle memory. Now, like if you go up there cold, which is probably what these guys did, and they just that's why they lobbed it. Because you get 50 Cent that goes up there that probably hadn't thrown a baseball or in a long time. Like AJ Brown goes up yesterday, he fires a mid-80s strike or an 80-mile-an-hour strike. He's not worried about it. He's a baseball player.
Yeah. Yep. It's different. It's different. So it's just always funny because I always wait for the. I get nervous for people, especially people that I like. I'm like, oh God, please don't.
Right, don't ruin it.
You know what I mean? They don't do top 10 Sports Center anymore, but I still, if you mess up, you're going to be on Top Center. You're going to be the meme of the day.
Oh, they'll live forever. And this portion of the program brought to you by GLAT Hair Restoration, GLATHairMM.com, 610-980-4000. We are going to schedule a date to go over, and Black Gritty is going to get a consultation.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. So now that we didn't even talk about it. They won the game. This is one of these games, Black Gritty, where it's like Sanchez is pitching well. The offense can't get going. Marquez looked good. And then they give up the solo home run. And immediately, and I'm not being a brat like a lot of Phillies fans right now, but you're like, all right, it's one of these days. They won 2 or 3. It's a day game. Like they can't hit the pitcher. So they go down 1-0. And then like you see how this team is going to win. Get to the bullpen. Get to the other team's bullpen. Get to the other bad or mediocre team's bullpen, and you'll nail them. And they did. They did it yesterday. They got insurance runs with home runs. But, like Kyle Schwarber, the reason you have Kyle Schwarber on your team is so he hits a home run like he did yesterday, right? Like Phillies fans, don't be bratty about this team. Stop being so bratty. This is a very good team that has a bunch of all-stars and an unbelievable starting rotation. Like, let's start acting like it. I get it, right? We're going to get plenty of torpedo bats, and we're going to get going, Black Gritty.
Yeah.
Stop being bratty. That was a good win yesterday.
I feel terrible as a person because I love being angry and mean about things. But right now, my team won the Super Bowl. My other team is a perennial playoff contender, and they have the ability to go deep as long as everybody's healthy. So can I just enjoy the games? Can Nola get Nola eats up more.
He always does that.
Money in baseball for the last 10 years. You know who he is. So if you're running to Twitter to cry about Aaron Nola, I can't help you. There's nothing I can do for you in March, April when you're complaining about Nola. Yesterday, same thing. I was like, oh God, I've been trying to stay off. I'm just watching the games, Johnny Marks. Like I wish I went to the game yesterday. My brain wasn't set up for it. I didn't do what I needed to do. But it was just a beautiful day to watch. The rain held off. The fans, the kids, it was just, everything was perfect. And then Schwarber comes in, hits that moonshot, and he just points, like, his leadership, he's not the vocal guy, but he's pointing to people like he knows who helped him get to that position and in the lineup, and he acknowledges them, and it just means a lot. And for everybody saying, they've got to re-sign him, that's another conversation I'm tired of hearing. Of course they're going to re-sign him, you moron. He's not going anywhere. Kyle Schwarber is going to retire Philly. I don't care what happens. It's not a question. It's not a concern. I understand that some people have a topic, an agenda they have to fill every day. But my God, if he goes anywhere, I'll burn the dang stadium down.
Was this a WIP debate, Black Gritty? Joe Giglio? Or Spike?
Even Nola, I mean not Nola, because I called Jack Nolo.
Jack.
Jack was even like, we gotta re-sign him. I'm like, why is this a conversation? Why is everybody?
I thought you said that they were saying not to resign Kyle Schwarber. No, like
got to. Like,
why wouldn't you?
Why exactly? Why is it even a question? Like, well, you've got to. It doesn't matter. They've got to find a way, dude. They're going to re-sign him. Is
Dave Dombrowski? Dave Dombrowski in 2 years could be out of here because if this team gets old and stops winning, he's going to be like, hey, let me see what's going on in Nashville. Yeah. He's not going to be here forever. He's trying to win right now. Kyle Schwarber on a 3-year extension makes a ton of sense.
Yes.
His skills are still going to be there. He's going to be he's a friggin' DH that hits home runs.
Yeah.
And he's not slowing down, man.
No.
He's not. So you need Schwarber in this freaking lineup. He might be their best player.
He might be, and he lost that little belly weight. I mean, he out here looking sexy. Awesome. 2 years in a row now. He out there trotting. I mean, come on, baby. Like I said, it's not even a question. That's why I say, like, what's the agenda to even bring this up in conversation over and over and over again?
All right, who's the number one Philadelphia athlete right now that you just is your favorite? You love. You like number one. Doesn't have to be the best player, but your favorite. And I would say that like BG, he just retired. He still counts. BG, Schwarber should easily be considered for that. Nothing not to love about him. Bryce, right?
Yeah, Bryce, thank you for choosing me. I got now a Fit Dad's probably here still. I have to also say Saquon, thank you for choosing me.
Saquon.
He's like, Saquon, you just did Saquon. I'm like, it felt so weird to say at the time because I've been saying thank you, Bryce, for choosing me, but now Saquon is on Super Bowl, so now I got to say Saquon, thank you for choosing me. Bryce, thank you for choosing me. Because nobody ever just comes here, Johnny Marks. Really got to trade for somebody. And nobody just signs here.
And Saquon targeted the Eagles because he wanted to shove it up the Giants' butt. Yeah, he won a friggin' Super Bowl and ran for 2,000 yards. You know how good that must feel for Saquon Barkley. And now he's throwing out opening day pitch. Do you see his mom's opening up some type of a consignment store in Ben Salem?
Yeah.
It's like he was born here and he never left.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Saquon's considered
the best year of anybody last year. I mean, in a sport, I don't know if anybody got a better glow up than he did. Like to go from bottom to top.
Joe Banner would have cut him because you're never going to get that season again, right? Like Joe Banner would be like, well, it only goes downhill from here, and running backs ages, and Howie's like, bam, new contract.
And
welcome home, Saquon.
The guy's name that I don't follow that you kept bringing up all the time that was crying, and the bald guy from New York that was posting all that stuff. Like, God, the fact that he cried himself to sleep 3 nights in a row, sick to his stomach, just brought so much joy to my heart because everything he said was just wrong, and wrong in the worst way possible. Talk about dying on a hill. He
couldn't have been worse.
So good.
Could have been worse. Chris Sanchez was good yesterday. I thought Ross gave you a really solid inning, and then Alvarado struck out the side, and then Romano was good.
Alvarado, I got my eye on him. I hope he keeps himself together this year. I know he got dinged up a little bit last year and then couldn't keep it together, like getting a little wild. So hopefully he keeps.
So I'll make this admission, and then you got to stay tuned because Black Gritty was like normally he's on Wednesdays and then Thursday last week. He's like, I have to talk about the Tush Push before they vote on it. I need my final word. So that's coming up here in about 7, 8, 9 minutes. But so I had a bunch. The kids had a holiday yesterday. They didn't have school. So it's really daddy daycare. So we were running a bunch of errands. And so I watched the beginning of the Phillies, the early to middle innings I had to hit. I was at Target, not only for a pickup, but a return at Target. And then we went to not AutoZone, but it's one of the part places because my wife needed new windshield wipers on the minivan. And me being the man that I am, I took care of that all by myself.
I appreciate you. Do your part.
UPS store and the post office all in one swoop. And then I stopped by Main Street Nutrition and we got drinks as a reward for it.
With all 3 of the kids?
All 3 of them.
Wow.
A grumpy
brave individual.
My 3-year-old 2 days in a row has refused nap. And I've spent 45 minutes yesterday being like, just begging her to take a nap. Begging her. And she would not take a nap. So then she falls asleep in the car immediately on the way to Target, which is 5 minutes away. So now she's not even going to be able to nap for long. Anyway, yes. So, but I didn't see it was on it was on in the house, but I didn't see it. They're up 6-1. I didn't watch it live. I went back and I DVR every game. I went back and I watched a couple of innings. I thought Romano was like the stiff at the end of they're up 6-1. So let's put that tomato can in there so we don't waste any arms. I'm like, oh, that's our closer. Not that he looked bad. He just doesn't look like a closer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes. Your eye test doesn't.
No.
As the kids say, the vibes aren't there. The vibes
aren't there, man.
The vibes aren't there.
See, I need you to make me sound cooler because and then when you know this, because your daughter now is almost out of high school, but when they're this age, it's almost an instinct to be a corny and have dad jokes.
Yeah.
And to be that. I take my kids everywhere and I'm cracking them up because otherwise they kill each other. So I have to I have to do that.
That's the impressive part.
Survival.
You had all three of them in tow, all those spots, because they get annoyed after 2 stops. You know what I mean? 3 and 4 and 5 deep. You're like, man, you're a pipe right here. You got them trained.
Eye on the prize.
Fun.
So Target, I was like, they're like, woo, cake pops, Target. I'm like, listen, like this is our first store. We said we'll get you your drinks. Main Street Nutrition out by me. I get the smoothie, they get these fruit drinks, and they love them. So I'm like, no, eye on the prize, no. So then we had to make it, and we made it. And then we got home, we watched the Phillies, and it was a great day, Black Ready. So I should be in a good mood. Yesterday was a good day.
Yeah,
it was a good day. All right. Well, coming up, we're gonna. This is the last time before the vote that we're gonna talk about the Tush Push, because the NFL has turned this into something that, I mean, man, that people sound dumber and dumber because now you get more people that are involved in the discussion, and their opinions are so like 2 or 3 months ago. We've already way out of that. So people sound stupid. They're going to vote on it today. Black Ready and I on Philly with John Marks. We'll discuss that coming up right after this. Back at 2 and 2. So don't go anywhere. All right. What do we got here? What do we got? We got GLAT Hair Restoration. Look at him. Look at that. But see, put him back up, Julie. It's okay for right now. When you look at see, I don't even know if I would want to take him over to GLAT Hair Restoration because it's a clean shaven head. It goes with his overall figure and the glasses and the beard, and it works for him. I can imagine the women now that Gritty is a sensation.
I just want to know what my options are, Johnny Marks.
Right.
I just want to know what my options are.
Okay. No, listen, I'm fine. All right. Thank you. Let me get back to the copy here. All right. GLAT Hair Restoration. For real. Like I now get caught in every hair algorithm in the world. And there was one that I saw yesterday for this, again, it's like a shampoo. And it's like week 1, guy's bald. By week 6, it's the guy from the Colt Napoleon Dynamite. It's like, come on, give me a break. Like, give me real pictures. Give me real before and after pictures. GLAT Hair Restoration. My before and after picture you can be found on the website, GLATHairMM.com, GLAT hairmm.com. And I wasn't Phil Martelli, but when you look at I was balding. I had the typical male pattern baldness. It gets thin, it recedes, it goes in the back. I said, no way, I'm not doing it. GLAT Hair Restoration, a preemptive strike before it got too bad. And the results are still amazing. The results are amazing. Maybe you're not at the point and you're like, you know what? I know that I'm starting to lose my hair. I want to stop it. And maybe you tried some of the things you found online on Instagram. Get with the experts. Don't be tricked. Get with people that actually have been doing this over 30 years, the experts in hair in Philadelphia. GLAT Hair Restoration. Their website, GLATHairMM.com, 610-980-4000, 610-980-4000, GLATHairMM.com. All right, let's talk about it. And coming up later, we do our parlay of the day from Bet Parks. But we were up there a couple Saturdays ago. The Bet Parks Sportsbook is amazing. Great place to watch. Great place to watch all the games. Good food, big rectangle bar where if you're like, hey, I don't necessarily want to go sit down in one of the chairs. I'm kind of like, I like to sit at the bar. I'm definitely a sit at the bar sportsbook kind of guy. Walk around, talk to people. Bet Parks Sportsbook's unbelievable. Check it out. Also, the Bet Parks app. It's the only place that I would ever wager anything, right? And online casino. And we'll give our parlay of the day coming up later. But their online casino live dealer. This isn't some fugazi blackjack game. Live dealer blackjack, roulette, poker. It's like you're in the poker room, but you're at your house or you're wherever, right? You do it right from your phone. ParksCasino.com. For more details, you must be 21. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hooah! We are back with the Tush Push conversation. Real fast, just because I see that INS puts it up there on the comment, the chat comments. Ellie De La Cruz, he's on fire. He's also hit with a torpedo bat, which we really should talk about today before we get out of here. Because the torpedo bat taking the world by storm.
Yeah, mine's in the mail. I got mine. I got mine on order. I'm gonna get one. I gotta find out. I'm gonna hit some dingers in the park. You know what I mean? Watch your windows, mind your doors. So
is this where everybody orders them and the makers can't keep up with the demand? So now you're It's like when Ford came out with the new Bronco, and it's like, well, you have to wait a year for it. It's like, what do you mean? Like, well, we the part shortage and everything. I think you might have the same thing with the torpedo bats. Everybody's going to want them.
The Phillies have already put their order in, so they've got some bats coming this week already.
Bomer hit one yesterday.
Yeah, so
or hit with a torpedo bat yesterday.
So they're already in the run.
All right. Well, listen, Black Gritty, the owners, the GMs, the coaches. See, I don't even really know. So the Tush Push, the vote on the Tush Push is going to happen today. I had read somewhere yesterday that they said more towards the afternoon, the late afternoon, because now the Packers, they came up with this cockamamie plan of, hey, we're going to try to get it banned by giving totally bogus reasons for trying to ban it. But so it's the owners' meetings. It's an organizational vote. So I think depending on the organization is depending on where the vote goes. I'm sure Jeffrey Lurie is very involved in all the decisions that are being made, right? But maybe in some instances he defers to the coach or the GM because of like coach and GM reasons. So you wonder how is this an owner thing? Is this where the owner just looks at the coach and the GM and says, you guys decide? Because they need 24 yes votes, and there's a 0% chance they're banning this. They're not getting 24 votes. I will put my career on the line right now. Black Gritty, if the NFL bans the Tush Push under the current all right, let me try it again. If the NFL bans the Tush Push under the current proposal by the Packers, I'll retire from doing media. They're not getting 24 votes. There you go. What do you think?
Well, you got a job for life, Johnny Marks, because they're not going to retire. I wish they would. Come hell or high water. The fugazi, the punk, the sassafras that's been going on from these guys complaining. Why don't you like it? Injuries. Who's injured? I don't know. Somebody could get injured. Aren't you running the play? Yeah, I ran the play. Well, did you get injured? No, I didn't. All right. It's a rugby play. Who plays rugby? For the last 5 years, they've been running like it's just insane and it's embarrassing because the people that are talking about it, one, have tried to run themselves. The Packers, you played the clip. I saw you tweeted out weeks ago. Jordan Love fell over on his hip. Like he didn't have time to get pushed. He couldn't even do a quarterback sneak right. He couldn't even stand up right to get a push in. So what are you talking about? Because you can't do something doesn't mean you take it out. And I hate how the game changes and certain people complain. Why do we have the forward pass, Johnny Marks? Throwing the ball. That's not football. It's not football. You got to run it 48 times, and then you dink it to somebody. Like, come on, bro.
I saw our buddy Bill Colorillo put this up on his social medias where it's like, once upon a time, the victory formation wasn't a thing. They were so against the victory formation. It wasn't until Joe Pisarcik did it that everybody said, okay, yes, this is something we should be able to do. Right? No one was doing that. Like nobody was doing it because it wasn't considered a football play. That's not a football play just to give up. No, that's where you can't stop us anymore. That's why it's called the victory formation.
Yes.
You have no timeouts left. There's no reason to run another play. See you, right? But forever it wasn't. That's not a man thing. Are you kidding me with this? Show this to the rugby scrum. That's what I was saying earlier, Black Ready. I am so tired of what these idiots are now talking about. Now everybody has the same canned responses, and now it's more than just Sean McDermott and other guys. It's a rugby scrum. Joy, if you have that, but put it up there as we talk. It's not a rugby scrum. It's a quarterback sneak where they're pushing them from behind. It doesn't work with almost everybody because you don't have Jalen Hurts. You think Howie Roseman...
Another more than solid Northampton scrum. They're winning 5, 6, 7.
That looked like what the Eagles do. No. Like, stop. You can bring it down. Stop with the rugby scrum. Stop. I said that to Jordan Mailata like 2 years ago when we interviewed him weekly. And never, because this has been a talking point for years. He was so mad when I asked it. And it was the first time he had actually talked about it. And he was so mad because he's a rugby player.
Yeah.
And he's like, you have no idea what rugby is. Like, people sound so stupid saying that. You sound so stupid if you say it's a rugby. Go tell Jordan Mailata it's a rugby scrum to his face.
And he's on record, caught on audio, talking about, I hate this play. But guess what? It works. It's hard to execute. It's hard to stop. I've stopped saying impossible because it has been stopped. And when it does get stopped, it's like, oh, they figured out the tush push. So don't tell me that you can't do something because you can. You just need to practice some execution if you know you're going up against a team. when you scout a team, it's something you need to prepare for. And if you plan on being in the postseason, you better have an answer for it. You might as well save that for the postseason if you happen to make it there against the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't get tired of hearing talk about it. You can talk about it all day long as I can do it. Talk yourself to the moon comes home. It's reached the point where I was with a friend last night and she does not know anything about sports. And she's like, what is going on with this tush push? These men sound weird. I was like, what? She's like, I was on 3 different things. The tush push this and tush push that. And then I watched it and she's like, isn't that just a quarterback sneak? No, this is a girl who's going to like 3 Philly games a year. She knows the Sixers suck, but she doesn't just watch sports. And even she looked at it and was like, what's the big deal? Like, I don't understand why. I was like, okay, here's a layman who doesn't watch the sport, watch the play. It's like, why is everybody crying?
Right.
Because it's a 3-second thing. Get the first down. It's over.
Yeah.
Tom Brady did it for decades. Like, relax.
Yeah, it's and my favorite is when the commentator, like a Mike Tirico, won't call it a tush push. So he'll like, and the Eagles with the brotherly shove. It's the tush push. You just don't like to say the tush push because it makes you feel weird. And then Romo called it a tushy pushy.
Tushy pushy. So when I say that, people think that like I'm being funny because I was like, no, because he said it.
He said it.
I say it. I get comments about that every time I say it. I'm like, you're not listening because Tony Romo said that. I'm like, bro.
Right.
Bro.
It's just probably, yeah, he has no idea what's going on. He wasn't even trying to be funny.
No,
that's just what he thought.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. So let's get some live chat react here as we wrap this conversation up. And I forget who had put this up there, but I appreciate it. It's a good question. So let's guess how many bans for a yes to ban the tush push. How many teams of 32? We know the Eagles aren't voting for it. So really it's out of 31. What is your guess? I don't even want to set an over under, but I'm going to say 10. And I think that's going to be too many.
Yeah, I was going to say 7 or 8.
8 was the first thing that came to my mind, but then I thought maybe because like, did you hear Sean McVay whining about it?
Yeah.
He was whining about it with Mike Florio. Julia, do we have Sean McDermott? I want to see how far we can get before I want you to stop it. I love Sean McDermott. He's a local dude. I'm happy he's had success. I'm a Sean McDermott fan. I wanted the Eagles to hire him. But there he is. Now, is he too old for the flat brimmed hat? Because we're probably the same age. And I think he looks good in it.
Yeah, the beard's working. It's all salt. He's got
seem like it takes care of that posture.
Yeah, I mean, now we're getting into the weeds a little bit here. So the rule, the proposal from Green Bay, is that what you're referring to?
Absolutely.
To me, it takes away the force, right? That is, traditional quarterback sneaks have been around for a long time. I think that's the context of it that's important. And then the pushing of it adds the force piece, which again is, I think that exponentially raises my concern.
But I must have given you the wrong one. No, I've had it. Elliott had a really good back and forth where he had a couple follow-ups to it.
Yeah.
And he asked them perfectly. He was aggressive, but he wasn't like he was aggressively asking the right question.
Didn't you run the? Yes, we did run a form of it. That we were in a form of it. Not that how much force do you think is being generated by the push? Is the question. He's saying it like he's being propelled 10 yards down the field from this push. The offensive line is the real thing that's doing it. Your center, that's what it anchors down to. That's why other teams really can't do it, and that's why Kelsey training up his replacement has had such success because there is something to the leverage that you get. Just like any offense or defensive play in the trenches, your leverage matters. Your leverage matters.
I'm so exhausted with the arguments against and the arguments for. Here's the reality. They're not going to have enough votes. I believe it gets voted next year. It probably gets voted out, or 2 years from now. There's a lot of teams that are saying, no, the Eagles have allies that are not going to vote against it. And there's the football guy that says, why are we banning this again? Yeah, so exactly, Sean McDermott. He uses it, but like, why are we banning this again? Because you can't stop it. See, like, I've also seen a lot of this because you get the insiders that go down there and they talk to teams and they're like, you can't name me, but here's what I think of it. And one GM or one coach had said they're lying about so the reasoning the Packers had put the proposal, reasoning is injuries and pace of play. Like it's Sean McDermott again yesterday talked about the injury stuff. There's not one injury. You can't use data when it's zero. You use that data to say there hasn't been injuries. Oh my God, Black Gritty. What are they talking about?
And to be completely fair about the conversation, the only injury I've seen from the Tush Push is when they had Chris Jones in the Super Bowl line up sideways and they pushed him into the line. That was insane because his neck was usually they're working on his neck afterwards for like 3 minutes. They make sure he got real good camera time where he had to like kink in his neck. But I'm like, well, that's your fault for trying to. I don't know what you were doing. Again, figure something out. But that was crazy. But other than that, I haven't seen one injury. Who's in? They can't name one thing. So,
and to your point, and you hit it dead on, Black Gritty. Maybe without even knowing it. But you know how this is going to get banned? Because one GM or coach that I saw that was talking about it was saying like what the Commanders did, like that's bad for the game if everybody starts doing that. Yes. So what do you want to get rid of this? Because if you're Washington, and it was actually smart, if it's at like a 95% success rate, why wouldn't you try to do something like that? All you're getting is penalized a quarter of a yard and then a quarter of a yard. That's an eighth. And then inches, right? And then they have to be like, we're going to give them the touchdown. It was really intriguing to happen in the NFC Championship game. But anytime the Eagles get in that situation, if teams start doing that, now it'll be a mess, So it's going to be gone.
Then pace of play would matter. That was also some quick math by you, Johnny Mark. So quick math.
See that? I'm good with numbers, some people say. All right, so we have some people in the chat that are saying 13, half, 10. So I don't think there's a snowball's chances in hell. 13 Philly Sports Pride. Put the other one up there from It's Not From Philly podcast. My dude right there that lives in Wales talking about the rugby stuff. I'm just telling you, like you need to take that out of your mouth. You're going to get an angry rugby player to come up and nail you. Sean McVay's going to go over to Europe for one of these games, and you're going to get a guy that comes in and just T-bones him with saying that is not a rugby scrum.
Yeah,
it's a quarterback sneak. It's an assistant quarterback sneak. Why is this so difficult? Just come up with, like, if you want to get rid of it, say that you cannot push runners from behind, but they don't want to do that because they want to be able to do it to running backs.
Yes.
Running backs, you could do it too.
Yes. Wide receivers, they do it. You know what I mean? Like when you catch the ball and they're trying to push right up 3 yards, like the tight ends, and it happens all the time. And again, this is a bang, bang play that's over in 2 seconds.
All right. What do we? So we all agree, and then whatever other things they're going to be voting on down there. You see Nick Sirianni, the ultimate power move. He wore shorts to the photo, and that's what people said. I didn't even notice when I looked at the picture. I'm like, yeah, Nick looks like Nick. Like, oh, he wore shorts. Like, all right. Well, I mean, he also yells at our own fans, and he's crazy. So am I surprised Nick Sirianni wore shorts after winning a Super Bowl? No, not at all.
Can do whatever he wants to do, Johnny Marks. He is a Super Bowl champion. He came out there like Stuttering Stanley on his opening press conference, and now he holds his own Lombardi. He could do whatever the LL Cool J he wants, Johnny Marksy. I saw that feeling like, I was like, he's wearing shorts. I wasn't even thinking about that. I got green goggles on. Johnny Marks, all I thought was, man, he looks happy. You know, when you watch a president gray, a president
and tired.
Obama, jet black hair, shooting layups. 2 years in, the gray starts setting in. 4 years in, he is a full silver fox. Like life had been wearing on Sirianni. Philadelphia was wearing on that man.
It's like being a president. Yeah.
Yeah. So see him walk around with a smile on his face. My coach can do whatever he wants. He has earned it and deserves it.
No doubt. If there's any coach in any sport, maybe a Canadian hockey coach.
Yeah.
Right. Because they're so crazy up there with it. That's the way we are.
Yep.
With the Eagles. One other note on this. Damn, I had it, man. I had it. All right. Well, listen, coming up, we are going to. So I want to try this live chat thing. So everybody that's out there that's watching live, and this is an incentive to watch the show live every morning from 8 to 9. Like we always love when people watch the show and they're commenting along, and when we have good conversations and it feels like we're having a good conversation. A lot of times that's indicative in the chat, right? You see people are enjoying the show. So I want to go inside of the show here after this, and we'll do a live chat. Also, our Bet Parks parlay of the day. and torpedo bats. Oh, I can't wait for the hot takers on this. Oh, where's Stephen A. going to think? What's he going to think about torpedo bats? Is he over LeBron? And that whole LeBron, Stephen A. thing, is that over? Now he can concentrate on the important things in sports?
I doubt they'll talk about baseball at all on that show. They don't care. All they talk about is the Lakers and the Cowboys. It's so bad.
No, I didn't know, because they'll talk like if somebody gets beamed and there's a fight, they charge the mound. That's when you get First Take that talks about, when there's something that's not about the play on the field. I don't know, but we'll talk about it coming up. And get involved in the chat. So if you're on the chat, wake up and let's go right after this. It is Philly with John Mark's Black Gritty. We are back after this. That's right, Black Gritty. Right here on Philly with John Mark. So this is me scrambling to try to find the copy here. And I already, so it's like talking about Rothman. I don't need copy, brother. All right. I don't need copy. I don't need copy for Rothman. You know why? Rothman Orthopedics, 30 plus locations in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. When I had a bad shoulder, this is now, I think 3 years ago, I went to Rothman. And why did I go to Rothman? It's kind of like, I don't know how to answer that question other than I was having a shoulder issue. And it's like, oh, you called Rothman, got an appointment, met with a doctor. I was expecting MRIs. I was expecting cortisone shots. And I was getting you have something we call a frozen shoulder. Physical therapy should take care of it. 6 weeks. If it's still bothering you after 6 weeks, then we'll come back in and we'll take another look. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. 6 weeks of physical therapy, bang, frozen shoulder. And like, this was something that bothered me for literally a year. And my range of motion was down to garbage. I was using tongs in the kitchen to get the cereal off the top shelf of the pantry. And in 6 weeks, I was back to normal exercising. And it's been 100% since. So if you're experiencing pain in your back, your knee, your hand, your elbow, your foot, like they have a doctor, they have a team that's laser focused on your body part. And like I said, 30 plus locations, physical therapy, MRI, bracing, x-rays, everything you need for over 50 years. Rothman Orthopedics has got your back. Check them out online. RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY. RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY. That's right. All right, so check it out. First time on the show, new sponsor on the show, Empire Today. You know Empire Today. So like when you get flooring in your home, right? There's a couple different ways you can do it. You can go to the big box store because you think you're getting the best price and you buy the material yourself and you get it delivered. You go to one of the flooring places, you get it delivered, or you're like, you know what? Maybe we can get them to install it. And then maybe you Google their reviews and you're like, maybe we're not going to get them to install it, right? So you're looking it around, and I'm telling you, Empire Today, for everything you need for your floor, Empire Today can help you. Flooring experts, all they do, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. It's not the big box store where it's like, hey, Tommy in hardware, can you go over to the flooring department? There's nobody over there. And you go over and you're like, yeah, that's good right there, right? So like Empire Today, they come to you, right? You don't have to worry about going. They come to your house and they bring everything that you need, take precise measurements right on the spot, answer your questions. So there's no surprises. And then you're getting the upfront price, and it's inclusive as well. So you can schedule your installation very quickly as soon as the next day. So why go out, especially if you don't know what the hell you're talking about or what you're doing, and you think you know what you're doing, you're shopping around. Empire comes to you, you're getting the best price. They're taking measurements on the spot and saying, this is what it will cost, and we can start now. We can start whenever. You don't have to do anything. Flooring, everything that you need. You can schedule a free in-home estimate today. PHLY listeners, how about this? $350 discount. Use the promo code PHLY. Promo code PHLY. And a $350 discount for you. Restrictions apply. Visit Empire Today/PHLY for full details. Empire Today/PHLY. And I would say, Black Gritty, that I would like to use them. I unfortunately have already taken the expense of redoing my entire house, flooring upstairs, new carpeting, going upstairs to the bedrooms. The basement has, I don't have hardwoods down here, but the basement has a combination. I wish I would have known Empire back then.
Johnny Marks, I need new carpets or new floors. So how about you come over and help me put in new carpets or floors? and instead of doing it, you throw me like $100, and then I can call 1-800-EMPIRE today. How about that, January? Come on.
Last thing that you want is me doing anything like that for you, because I'll call you on your bluff. Be like, yeah, let's do some floors, Black Gritty. Absolutely.
I should have never told you my story. I get this money out of you first. So you
and bro, you got puppies. Last thing you need is anything right now. This thing's tear your damn floors apart.
That's why I have carpet. That's why I want hardwood floors right now. Like,
all right, so check it out. Here's what we do. After we do GLAT and we get your consultation, we will do a spec spot for Empire.
There we
go over to your house and be like, all right, this is what we're working with. We have these dogs. What exactly should we get? And then Empire comes over and gives it to us.
Today.
Yeah, it's an all-time jingle, right? And I don't know if they want us to do the jingle because I'll find out for the future.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You do it in your head no matter what when you hear it. So they don't have to have you want to do it. Your brain does it for you. If you say
Empire today.
Yep, it happens.
All right, so Black Gritty, this is normally a part of the program. It's the Bet Parks Parlay of the Day, which is brought to you by Bet Parks and their amazing Bet Parks app, which you should use all the time. So Tyler and I normally would have something, and he would have a very detailed paralysis by analysis on it. He'd be like, "Oh, well, I'm taking the Rockies plus 0.5 after 3 innings, and if you look at and he gives you really, really good analysis." And I'm picking Chattanooga in the NIT because I like saying Chattanooga. And I have the better record than Tyler, so you can see. Yeah. But we're each going to pick something right now. And I don't have this because I was looking this morning. And like I had said at the start of the show, I couldn't get anything right this morning, no matter what I did. Everybody's yelling at me. So let's do it now. We're not going to write it. We're going to do it live. Don't write it. Let's do it live. Phillies are not in action, but the NIT is. All right. And there's nothing that I like more than betting on some NIT action. As Jose from the Arts House once said. So we're in the semis. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Yes.
So I picked Loyola Chicago to win, to beat Kent State by 5.5, simply because they weren't going to lose to Kent State. Loyola Chicago sounds very cool. And then Chattanooga, I like saying it. So I picked those 2 winners. They're playing each other in the semis tonight. 9:30 Eastern is the start time. Loyola Chicago is 2.5-point favorites. I'm going to ride them and take them on the money line. Loyola Chicago minus 139 to win the game. They have to do it outright. I don't need points. The guys aren't letting me down tonight. I'll take Loyola Chicago. There you go. What is the other ones that are out there? Sorry, I just lost it.
See, I was going to take Loyola too, so that means we're both feeling the vibe on that.
You're going to take Loyola too.
Yeah, that's a W. We did not discuss this beforehand. We did not talk about this. So this is like that's my vibe, that's my feeling, which I am 1 for 1 in this arena right now.
All right, so listen, you are. No. You hit the over on strikeouts, and you bet that sucker up for Wheeler on opening day. You're like, I'll take over 6.5 for the money. Nailed it.
Yeah, I was very happy that I actually went through the bet. Sometimes like you think things, you're like, but I was like, let me put a couple speckles on there.
All right. So it's North Texas against UC Irvine. I actually know a little bit about UC Irvine. At least I know they're in the same conference as Hawaii, because I try to follow the University of Hawaii's basketball team, and UC Irvine's the team they play. They're point and a half underdogs against North Texas. North Texas minus 1.5, UC Irvine. Blackberry, do you have a feel for the game? I know you're big into mid-major college basketball.
Yeah, so again, I'm going with the feel on this, and my initial instinct was North Texas.
I would think that as far as cheerleading schools, like their cheerleaders are probably 9 to 10 out of 10. And I'm talking about the men cheerleader too. This isn't a sexist thing. I appreciate the male cheerleaders as well.
Yeah.
UC Irvine's got to be good.
Yeah, they be tossing people through windows. Like those cheerleading things they do are insane. Like at football, basketball out there in Texas. Yeah. They're professional.
Sure. All right. So North Texas on the money line, or would you rather lay the 1.5?
I'm taking the money line. Actually, 1.5. Give me the 1.5. It's 1.5. Give me the 1.5. Got to have confidence in my feel.
All right. So 50 would pay 227. How confident are we on these? Because we're plus 59 right now. Should we risk the 50?
Yeah, I'm almost guaranteeing Loyota's gonna win, and I just feel like you got Mean Green in your name.
You can't lose.
You can't lose.
All right, pays one. So we're gonna bet 50 for 113.50. There you go.
There you go.
And that is our Bet Parks parlay of the day. Do you like the puker TV guy or radio? I'm a radio person, so obviously I grew up with the hey, and welcome back 98.1 WOGL, a vacation a day giveaway to the Bahamas. But first, I don't even know what song they would play.
Aruba, Jamaica.
Yes.
Ooh, I want to take you to Bermuda.
But you know what they do now on 98.1? Because it used to be Oldies 98, and they hated that people thought it was Oldies 98, even though it was brand recognition.
Yeah.
These radio executives are like, yeah, but like we don't want to be Oldies. We want to be cool. So then they become big 98.1 WOGL. And they're playing songs that I actually like and I sing along to. So it shows you how uncool we are.
Yeah. Well, now they're playing songs from like 2001, 2005. And I'm like, is that because I still call them the oldie. I still call it the oldies channel. I don't care what they do. The branding's never gonna fix it for me. It's the oldies channel. So I'm like, man, am I that old? Am they getting stuff from like my prime? Now they got stuff from my prime adulthood in the club. Now that's an oldie. Oh Lord.
Yeah, this is how we do it. I'll hear on the noontime Friday DJ. They brought it. It's Friday noontime. This is how we do it.
There was, they do those things where they reward, like they play a clip of the song. A guy didn't know that song, and I felt like I was going to jump out of my car for him. I'm like, you don't know this is how we do it? And then another time, a guy didn't know Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac.
Oh, what a song, man.
All you have to do is say the next line.
Oh,
and
what a song.
Songs. And I was cringing. I'm like, it physically was hurting my skin. Like,
what a
you
song.
don't know Return of the, oh my God.
So
moving on. Yes, I am.
For you that remember Vi Sikahema when he was on 97.5 The Fanatic with Gonzo, if you wanted to get Vi feeling good, you play music, right? And Return of the Mac coming back on the right day. Oh man, he would sing the whole damn song if you let him. Dancing, feeling good. The Vi was awesome. That's a great song. Yeah, you'll get Return of the Mac on big 98.1 WOGL. All right, so 3 minutes on this torpedo bats. It's this new thing. The Yankees came out. They're like, hey, we have torpedo bats. And they hit more home runs than anybody ever hit home runs in the world, ever. And now all the teams, because they're legal, and the hook behind it is that it's transferring all the power of the bat into where they want you to swing the bat. So I saw one of the Phillies, it might have been Alec Boehm or somebody else. Maybe it was Stotty, where whoever makes his bat, they have these test labs. So in the offseason, he goes to the test lab and they analyze where he hits the ball most on his bat. And then they put the part of his bat that becomes like the barrel pretty much no matter where it is. So physics wise, it's like if they design the bats for the player, for a lot of these guys. So they're transferring it down a little bit towards the handle, I guess is what it's a different looking bat and it looks totally awesome. And I'm all for it as long as everybody can order them.
Johnny Monk, you're rewarding bad behavior. So you mean to tell me these guys that we get jammed up on a pitch and hit a ball into the dirt are now hitting dingers? So because you can't hit a ball now? Okay, Johnny Marks, it's cool.
Bob Gibson would roll over on his grave. Is Bob Gibson still alive? I'm not sure.
Is he still alive?
No, he died. He died 5 years ago.
Okay, good.
4.5 years ago.
I was like, oh, rest his soul.
No, but dude, players from that era, Bob Gibson. Whenever I think of Bob Gibson, I think of Dick Allen because they played in a similar era that wasn't particularly kind to black players, black gritty. And man, Dick Allen played in Philly. We talked about Nick Sirianni can do whatever the hell he wants. He won in Philly as an Eagles coach. Like that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
Like Dick Allen's the same way. He survived Philly. And I got a chance to meet him once. I shook his hand down in Clearwater in the dugout. His son came up and he introduced himself as Dick Allen's son. I think Dick Allen Jr. And I'm like, where's your dad? And I'm like, oh man. And I have a picture of it. I don't know why. It was a while ago. I guess it's before like an iPhone I couldn't have been before iPhone. Anyway. And it was like, wow, like like I look at him in a smaller version as a Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, all those black men that were very much a part of the politics of the country that were just like icons in their sport. And like Dick Allen to me was like, whoa, like you're freaking Dick Allen. I was so happy when he made the Hall of Fame because he deserved it, man. That's the kind of player he was.
And so it's funny because I feel that old school mentality about protecting the sport. I didn't want bigger bases. I didn't want to, but these things have sped up the game. It's got people back to watching the games more. I watch more games, to be honest with you. I don't just walk out sometimes like, man, this is 4 hours in. Like I got things to do. Like, so being able to just watch a game, like you got young kids, they can sit down and watch a game and at least like hang out with you and make it through. So if this is a change, I'm all for it. I don't know what it does to pitchers, but I mean, the game needs something because not for nothing, dude, the steroid era, chicks love the long ball. It was sexy. It was fun. I know that they want to act like they don't acknowledge anything that happened in that era. But my gosh, on a Thursday night, it was breaking news. You know what I mean? Watching people hit balls. So, let's get it going. Let's see how it works out for us.
I had said on Fox yesterday, Fox 29, I went to the ballpark and did Good Day with Mike and Alex. And, I was like, is this going to be the next Tush Push? Where teams is going to be like, no. You can't have these bats. Now, if everybody can do it equally, then it's great for baseball. But I mean, I guess if
like I said, you got to be a bad hitter though, because technically it's getting you out of a jam. It's fixing the shortcoming of you as a baseball player. So unless you're a bad hitter and you're hitting the ball in the wrong spot of the bat because you can't get the bat around fast enough, it's going to help a lot of those guys that couldn't get lift on the ball.
But like the Ivy League era general manager, in my opinion, ruined baseball in that they became very good at it. So crappy franchises like the Rays could be in the playoffs every year and could be in a World Series. And it's like, man, who the hell wants to watch that? Right? Like, yeah, you're a very good GM. You've tricked baseball and with analytics and everything else into, oh, great, it's a walk, a home run, or a strikeout. Awesome. And it's a 4-hour game. Whoa, a lot of fun baseball. And they've done a really good job of quickly turning that around. I just don't want this to turn into what you're talking about right there, Blackguardy, where now it becomes now that the nerds of analytics now ruin the game to where now we're just trying to like hit it off a certain part of the bat. And that's what it be like. The 3-pointer in the NBA's ruined the NBA for me.
Because it is going to be that thing where some guys shouldn't even be using it at all, but they're going to try and do it because everybody else is doing it. That's why when everybody's like, all the Yankee, 3 Yankee players did it. Why aren't the other 7 guys using it? There's a reason for that. So, we'll see. But I'm excited for it. I want to see what happens, where it goes.
When does your arrive? Is it free Amazon delivery because I ordered something by tomorrow. Free Amazon delivery tomorrow.
Amazon's been messing up, bro. Like my stuff's been coming delayed. Like I ordered something last week. Now it's coming a week later. I'm like, what's going on with you guys? They get together.
We'll do the live chat thing in a second. I'm sorry we went to the torpedo bats first. Julie, need a couple more minutes today in overtime, which we'll get to. I ordered. I have a big ride. I have a zero cut. Time.gov. I have a zero cut riding mower, right? But it's also like it's not. I don't like to use it because their front yard. It's kind of a pain in the ass to use. Like for the most part, I'd rather
get in tight spots close to the house and
by the swing set and everything else. Like it's just a pain. So then I was using the weed whacker for a long time, but then that takes way too long. So I needed a smaller mower. And by the way, if you're watching on TV, I didn't even check to see if we're on Roku this morning, but switch on over to allphly.com to watch the rest of the program because we're in. Just so you know, I'm telling you, I don't think there's anybody else. To hit that on time too, Julia, you have to give me credit. That was on time. That's from doing national radio. Bam! Hit it right on time, hard out, hit it. Bam.
I am awake. By the way, you should hit me up. I had an extra lawnmower. You could have had it. It's like brand new too.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I got two new lawnmowers out there. I'm trying to figure out which one I'm going to keep. I have an electric lawnmower, so I went and got 2 gas lawnmowers at the end of the season last year.
Well, I might cancel the order right now. I just wanted, I was looking on Facebook Marketplace, but then it's like, you know what? Like for another $100, I can just get something new on Amazon. That's not bad. For what I need it for, it's good.
Yeah, that's what I did. I went and got I got 2 open box lawnmowers or whatever. Somebody used it one time and then returned it. So I got one for like $150 and I got one for like $225. and I just bought 2 of them because they were so cheap. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll sell one on Marketplace because they were like $400 lawnmowers, and the other one's like a $500 lawnmower. Yeah. So I just
So right now, and Tony, and I want to. This really only works if we get some stuff, and like we're still trying to build the show, so we don't have a ton of live viewers right now, as Tony points out right now. This is the perfect opportunity to put in the comments because we're kind of like doing some co-hosts. I want to know who's everybody's favorite co-host is on the show. Is it Black Gritty from blackgritty.com, who is very popular? Is it Maniac Malloy, who has a lot of fans out there? He's been appearing on Fridays.
I'm voting Maniac Malloy.
Bill Matz, who joins the program frequently. Who else do we have as a Pat Gowan was on last week? I thought Pat was awesome. So there we go.
There you go.
All right. So who and because INS, who do you think out there? I know we're on a little bit of a delay, and we have K-Red that's watching as well. So you know who I say? I say all of you. Yeah, it's been good. Like it's something different every day. It takes a little bit of time to like, I feel like that if we could do a show every day for a week, then it would be like, you still get the chemistry down. Like your style is you like to go. And then boom, we kind of move on to stuff. So, it's Maniac Malloy's crazy. His dog shortly before he went in there on Friday, diarrhea all over the floor and his white carpet.
And we actually pay attention to the chat. I'm in the chat. I actually talk to the chat. So we are small numbers, but we are mighty and we are growing. And there is definitely a difference in the chats. And I appreciate everybody that's here, even when I'm not here, and here for Johnny Marks and for PHLY. Because I got my show here when we do it. We're on a hiatus right now. But how it is when you do your show live at night. Some nights you got a whole pack of people in there. Some nights you don't. So we are not the behemoth yet, but one day, one by one, things grow.
Coming up, is Anthony in today? I know Tyler's working with Anthony. Anthony Gargano show. Switch on over to allphly.com to get everything that we do. Black Gritty, been fun, man. We'll talk.
Yep. Good morning. Go Phils.
Right. Julia, thank you. Appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow live at 8 a.m. See you.
We all silly like the mayor.